Hi guys, welcome to another ASUS Transformer Prime video, and as you can see my table is awash with all sorts of tablety things today because I'm going to show you how to accessorize your ASUS Transformer Prime tablet with pretty much accessories that have nothing to do with ASUS or the tablets. So let's take a look in some detail. And where else could we start with the ASUS Transformer Prime than with the biggest accessory of them all? The keyboard dock. I tend to forget that the ASUS Transformer Prime tablet is actually a tablet. It's not attached to a keyboard, and the keyboard is not necessary for the tablet to work. In the United Kingdom, you have to buy the Transformer Prime as a package with the keyboard. In other countries, I believe, it costs about $100 or £100 in sterling money. So what does the actual keyboard dock add to the Transformer Prime? Well, other than the obvious in the terms that you get a full QWERTY keyboard, which is very solid and very good for typing, it actually provides a support stand for the tablet. I mean, all other tablets require you to actually hold the tablet in your hand in order to use, unless you have some sort of fancy clip case or folder type thing that attaches to it. But obviously, when a tablet attaches into the dock, it becomes a hybrid laptop in a sense that you can use it in the same way that you would use a laptop. So of course the keyboard dock gives you the stand. It also gives you the one USB port, which I've shown you in many videos. You can attach a mouse to it, external storage, even Xbox controllers, and so on. And finally, the keyboard gives you a battery. Somewhere inside there is another battery that adds to your tablet's battery, which gives you rumoured to be 18 hours of battery life. I don't tend to say that I necessarily get that much. I certainly get more than enough to be happy to use it for maybe half a week or so. It probably ranges more within a region of, I'd say, 14 hours to 16 hours, although I've not really done a full test on that. So of course the best accessory of all for the tablet is the keyboard dock. The second essential accessory for your Transformer Prime, and it does come in the package, is the charger and the proprietary USB cable. When I say proprietary, I mean this cable is very unique to Ipods, so it only connects into ASUS Ipods, and then it connects to USB port at the other side, so you can plug it into a computer if you didn't want to plug it into your charger, in order to communicate with a laptop if you needed to do that. The reason I pick up on the accessory is because previously I had an iPhone and an iPad, and because they are ubiquitous, you could get replacement chargers very cheaply. You could go into, we have pound shops in the United Kingdom. You have the dollar shops in the United States where you can just walk in and buy something to replace a charger if it broke very cheaply for a pound or $1. It's not quite the case though with the ASUS Transformer Prime. Obviously it's a much more rare item, and it's not available across many platforms. So when I did a quick search for how much a replacement would be, obviously you would just need a cable because you could plug the USB part into a USB charger, but a cable still costs in the region of £5.50, and that's from eBay, so that would be the cheapest place. Other areas seem to be suggesting £10 for a charger itself, again £6 there for the cable. And I believe an official charger would probably be in the region of £15. So it's very important that you do keep onto this, and it's expensive to buy a replacement because you might want to have one downstairs, one upstairs in the bedroom, one in a car charger, and it's not that cheap. So just a word of warning that to accessorise charging wise, it's a little bit pricey for the Transformer Prime. As for the tablet itself, in the past I've always had screen protectors for my phones and for the iPad, but so far I've not felt the need to put a screen protector on the Transformer Prime because it has what's called Gorilla Glass, and I've noticed no scratches whatsoever. I've been fairly careful with the tablet. I've not done anything absolutely stupid with it, like try to scratch it with some keys or anything like that. So in the 3 months I've had it, that it's been pretty reliable. You do get a lot of finger marks, but that's obviously unavoidable. But so far I've decided not to use a screen protector. As for a carry case, I've not really searched around on the internet to look for a Transformer Prime carry case because I already had a carry case from my iPad. I would guess, again, because the Prime isn't that I don't want to say popular, but there's not that many in circulation at the moment, but there are too many accessories in terms of a carry case. So I stuck with one that I bought for my iPad. So it's a slightly different size, but this is it. It's a Belkin carry case, actually very sturdy. It has a zip in there as well. And even though the Transformer Prime is kind of a widescreen compared to the 16:9 ratio, which I think the iPad is, it still does fit into the carry case very easily. You can just see there that it's kind of just sticking out of the corners there, but that would easily hold itself into that carry case. But do I really need a carry case? Because I have the keyboard dock. When you actually plug the tablet into the keyboard dock and close it, it's quite a sturdy piece of equipment. In terms of carrying it around, you could definitely carry this under your arm, and you could just probably put this straight into a laptop bag or a rucksack if you had one. If I want to keep it within my carry case, which I often put it into my carry case and then put it in a bag when I'm taking this to work, you will find that, again, an iPad case, if it's quite fat, which this one is, and big, it will just about fit in there. I'm just having to squeeze it in a little bit, and it does protrude out of the corners a little bit, so when I am zipping it up, it just catches on the corners a little bit. And like here, I mean, I can close it if I want to, but it kind of just does stick out a little bit there. But I've not found this to be a problem, although when I have been zipping it up, I probably have put a little couple of scuff marks on there. But I'm absolutely fine, and I was able to use my iPad case for my Transformer Prime in this instance. So you may be asking, as I've got quite a big carry case, what do I actually carry around in it? Well, I have inside a cloth so that I can clean my screen. This came with the ASUS Transformer Prime, which is very useful. I have a USB 4-way adapter just in case I needed to use a mouse, even though I can't fit a mouse in this carry case, and then maybe a flash drive as well. Again, this was a very cheap £1 effort, so I'm not too sure how reliable this is, but it's in there anyway. I have a relic from my iPad, which is of course the Ipod Earphones. I'm sure there must be absolutely billions of these floating around the world at the moment. I did just drop out another cloth there. And I've also just got enough room in here for a Wi-Fi dongle. Now, I did used to use this when I lived in a flat with no phone line, so I had to have internet over a Wi-Fi dongle. So this doesn't actually work at the moment, but in the future I may want to get the SIM card working on this again, so I do have a bit more bandwidth, and of course it could tether itself to the ASUS Transformer Prime if I needed to. So that's just a few of the things that I would carry with me on a regular basis with the ASUS Transformer Prime. Now, I showed you my phone earlier on just to show you that if I didn't have a keyboard dock, how would I be able to get it to communicate with other devices, maybe to share some files? Well, of course, the Samsung Galaxy S has Bluetooth, so if I turn that on, which actually now makes a notification noise, which it didn't used to do, but fair enough, and then go to my Transformer Prime and turn Bluetooth on that as well, and then go to Bluetooth. You should be able to see that I have my Samsung Galaxy S2, which I could Bluetooth, and in order then to share it. Of course, there are many other different methods to use. Cloud-based services are obviously available, and ASUS does have its own cloud-based service, but I've been using this one called Box, which does have a cloud-based service, which I actually got with a HP touchpad a long while ago, but I found that this one is the best one to use with the ASUS Transformer Prime, and maybe I'll do a video on that in the future as well. But just to show you that my phone is actually an accessory for my tablet in order to sometimes share files. Now, obviously, if you do have an ASUS Transformer Prime with a dock, it means you have the USB, which opens up a lot of extra avenues of exploration and opportunity. And of course, one of these is to use a mouse with the ASUS Transformer Prime. So if I quickly plug my mouse in there, drivers are already set up, ready to go, so I can immediately use my mouse to start navigating maybe the internet. In this particular example, I have a mouse with 3 buttons. You can configure the buttons to a certain amount, but they're not always 100% reliable. For example, the right mouse button is used as a context button, but in terms of context for what for a browser, I'm not sure. But I do have a back button, but I do use, and it does work on some browsers, and also I've got a mouse wheel, so it does actually work with a mouse wheel as well. You could also take this a step further if you really wanted to, and if you wanted to use a Bluetooth mouse, which I have here. Bluetooth mouses are not quite as readily available, but I managed to get one, a Microsoft one, a few years ago to use with my MacBook, and this works just the same way as a mouse as long as you work out how to tether it. I have done a video on that, so please check that out if you need to. But this Bluetooth mouse means that I could free up my USB if I needed to. So obviously the mouse is a great addition to Transformer Prime to make it more of a laptop. On to the final few accessories now. I often use an external hard drive which is powered by the ASUS Transformer Prime as long as you plug it directly into the USB connector without using a hub. And I use that for transferring bigger files. The Transformer Prime doesn't tend to like to talk to the laptop too well if you plug it directly to the laptop. File transfers for some reason seem to take an absolute age, so I often put stuff onto the hard drive before I put it onto the tablet itself. And then of course for gaming I have recently acquired a wired Xbox controller. I did have a PlayStation controller but plugged into a USB controller port, but it was difficult to map buttons to that, so this Xbox controller I found to be much more successful, as you have seen in a recent video where it works on live gaming without any hitches whatsoever. So they are quite expensive, but Xbox 360 controllers tend to be the best controllers around in terms of gaming, purely because of their versatility and how robust they are. The final accessories I should point out, which you haven't seen yet but have been in the Transformer Prime all along, are the two expansion slots that you have. On the tablet itself you have a micro SD card slot. I currently have a 16 gig card in there at the moment, just to boost my size to, let's quickly do the maths, 48 gigabytes, 32 on the Prime and then 16 in the card. And there is another larger SD slot card that you could use here for even more storage if you wanted to plug your camera card into the Transformer Prime. So the Transformer Prime, very versatile in what it accepts into it in order to use on the tablet. So there you have a whistle-stop tour of many of the accessories that I use to put into my ASUS Transformer Prime. As I said at the beginning of the video, hardly any of these accessories actually are ASUS accessories. They've kind of been amalgamated from different sources, and they all work on a Prime, which I suppose is another plus point for its versatility as a tablet device. Thanks for watching, guys. If you do have any questions about anything I've used in this video, please do ask on the comment section. And as usual, subscribe, comment, rate and enjoy my videos. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you again soon in yet another video. Can you believe how many videos have I done now? It must be 7 hours, 70 videos, 500,000 views.